Always looking for new side hustles and new passive income opportunities. And Kyle has provided both of these to me many, many times. So Kyle has some new stuff that he's kind of working on. So I just wanted to bring him on and kind of do an update and talk about what what he has going on, and how me. It's kind of selfish in some ways because I'm looking for what I can do, and then also what you guys can do as an audience. So as always, let's go ahead and start with quick introduction. Kyle, I've had you on lots of times, but I like to inspire people to get going with something. So can you introduce yourself again and maybe tell us a little bit about how you got into this, what you did before, and kind of your transition into this entrepreneur lifestyle, and then we'll get going talking about profitable products.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. It's good to be back. Thanks for having me on again, James. So I started kind of my e-commerce journey back in end of 2015 was when I got started on Amazon, and I did, they call it wholesale. So I'd reach out to brands and buy their products at wholesale and then pay it at, and get charge retail prices on Amazon, and I was just kind of doing that arbitrage, making the difference there. And that got me started on Amazon, and then I kind of went into, they call it uh, it's online arbitrage, but also retail arbitrage. So finding products for cheap, at Walmart or at we'd find like businesses going out of that are going out of business. I think it was Sports Authority around us a couple of years back, but we just bought thousands of dollars of stuff that was marked off 50-80%. And then we sold it full price on Amazon and made good money that way. Um, but that was a lot more of a volume numbers game. So it was a lot more work than the payoff. So then we moved more into what's called private label, which means we create our own brand, and then we have the manufacturer in China slap our label on it and call it our brand, right? And the margins are better there. It's just you got to have the capital up front to invest in the inventory. You got to know how to launch the product, so from there we acquired a business called Profitable Products, and that was in 2021. And that help people find products to sell on Amazon to private labels. So we help them in that stage where it's like, well, I want to do this, I just don't know what to sell. So we find them products that have high demand but low competition, just so they have a really good chance of finding success if they launch it successfully. Um, so we did that, and then about a year and a half ago, we learned about a new Amazon program called the Amazon Influencer Program. Saw the potential there, saw how much was possible to earn, and so we jumped on that. And about, I think it was January of last year, January of 2023, we jumped on a call, and we talked about the Done For You program that we created for that, and we've kind of been on that journey since.
Okay, I love it. So yeah, again, the what I've been really telling my audience is just go do something. Start taking some action towards your goals. And you never know what's going to happen. So, I mean, I started probably 6 or 7 businesses before my one that really took off. And you might find that you might start something and, oh, this isn't really working for me. But just keep trying. The only way you can actually fail is if you give up and you just say, okay, nope, this isn't working. I'm just a 9-to-5 guy forever, which is fine. There's a lot of people who aren't cut out for entrepreneurism, and I totally get that. Kyle, I'm sure you've experienced a lot of hiccups and challenges down the road where you've thought, what am I doing? Why don't I just go work as a bank teller somewhere or something like that? Have you ran into that?
I mean, there's been a few close moments where my wife and I have been like, if things don't change, we got to go back to work. So, but I couldn't go back at this point. I love the freedom lifestyle. I love the opportunity it creates, but it is high risk reward. So, there is some days where you're stressing out pretty good because things aren't working as planned. But once you find something that works, that's repeatable, it gets pretty exciting, and it opens up a whole new world to you of what's possible.
Absolutely. Totally 100% agree. So tell us about some of the changes that you've kind of been finding. So the Amazon influencer program is maybe not working as well, but you found some other things to supplement it. Kind of tell us a little bit about some of those transition things.
Yeah. So um, when we started, on your account and others in the group, the the Amazon influencer program was working really well. But in the past 12, 14 months, it's gotten, more saturated, just like anything does. And Amazon's always testing and moving placements and changing when your video shows up and stuff. So Amazon's, part of the thing where they're messing with stuff, but also just more competition. So you need that many more videos to reach the type of numbers that we were, we've been hoping to do. And we've done pretty well with, but to be able to sustain that and keep that, it's just kind of a beast. You just have to keep feeding, which, for the budget we have, just doesn't make sense. But we found the best opportunity right now is what's called TikTok Shop. So it's similar to the Amazon influencer program where you're talking about products, but it's a lot more TikTok style. So instead of just like informational, telling them about the product and talking about the features and the functions, it's like, how do I get people, like, how do I entertain people enough to watch, to then get them intrigued enough to click the product and buy? So it's like a different approach to talking about products, and it can be a lot more exciting, more interesting, more entertaining, because you're trying to get them to stop, get them to click. Um, but on Amazon Influencer Program, the commissions they pay you is between 2 and 4% depending on the category. Um, so it's not a big chunk of the revenue, but on TikTok Shop, they allow the sellers or the brand owners to decide what they want to give in a commission. So right now we're seeing the average is anywhere between 10 and 20%. So you really don't have to sell nearly as many products to reach the same amount you're making on Amazon or more. So that's what's really exciting. Plus, some brands will pay even more. I've got over 100 brands that reach out to me every week saying, "Hey, let us send you free product so you can earn even an even higher commission because we like what you're doing and we want to work with you." Plus, some of them, if your video does well enough, they start putting advertising dollars into it and boosting the views even more. So, and you still get the same commission, and they're just paying for the extra traffic. So um, it's a huge opportunity right now, and yeah, it's kind of the wild west. But there's people making thousands of dollars a day when videos really just go viral, and it's exciting to see for sure.
Yeah, and one thing I love about Kyle, we were talking about this before we hopped on the call here today, but I love that you are just always looking for new opportunities because there's a lot of these opportunities that when a product is new or an idea is new, like TikTok Shop is a fairly new idea. And so anytime there's new stuff, not everyone is there yet. And so there's always kind of an arbitrage opportunity, at least until it becomes more mainstream. And what I really appreciate about you is this is something I don't have time to do is go look for, oh, what's the newest trend, in e-commerce or anything like that. But Kyle, you've consistently done that, and I really appreciate that quite a bit. So that's amazing.
Mhm.
So can you kind of tell us how this process works? So do you create a TikTok account and then you have to again get followers, and then
So
tell us
that's
how the
what's
process works.
Yeah, no, good question. Sorry to cut you off there, but so what's cool about this is there's kind of a workaround because to just have like your TikTok regular profile, it needs 5,000 followers or more to be able to get into TikTok Shop or become a TikTok affiliate. But there's a workaround right now where you create a TikTok business account and you link your TikTok personal account to it, and it gives you access to the TikTok Shop, and you can automatically become a TikTok affiliate. And we actually created a test account and created a bunch of videos to test on the TikTok Shop. And we started it about 3 weeks ago with 0 followers, 0 likes. And now it has almost 400 followers, has like 8,000 likes. and we've sold just about $5,000. Well, we made about $5,000 in commissions in 3 weeks. I
Okay,
think
wow.
let me show you the actual screenshots just so.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So this is up to yesterday. So I don't know if it's going to blur my screen or not, but tell me if you can see that.
Maybe back it up just a tiny bit.
I'm getting off the screen. There you go.
There we go.
So 1,100 items sold, estimated commission 4,500, 29,000 clicks, and 1.3 million views. So in 3 weeks, we've got over a million views and made $4,500, and that doesn't include the data from today. So that's why it's exciting. Like instead of the Amazon way where it takes us 6 to 12 months to build up to that place, like in month one, if we can get enough videos and if we get enough traction, because one of our videos has gone viral. It's I think it's over 500,000 views, and it's done half the revenue on its own. So even if just one of your videos, even if we make 50 videos and only one does really well, it only takes one, because every time that sells, I think we sold like 600. It makes like $4.50. So it just adds up super fast. So
Okay,
that's why it's a huge opportunity right now.
awesome. I love it. So I don't really know much about TikTok. So excuse me because I guess I'm too old for TikTok. I totally get what I used to make fun of. No, I didn't make fun of them, but I used to think older people would say, "Oh, I don't get how this works technologically wise." And I'm like, "Oh, come on, get with the program." But now I'm feeling that with TikTok where I get on, I'm like, I don't get what this is. People dancing and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
do you have to, in the product reviews, are they just kind of normal product reviews, or do you have to do some dance while you do them, or what do they look like? Do they look pretty much the same as the Amazon reviews you were doing?
It's kind of similar. It's just a different approach. Like you're really trying to hook them in the first 3 to 5 seconds. So you need to be a lot more entertaining, a lot more interesting, or say something they're not expecting, right, to hook them in. Um, because for TikTok, the way you're going to get more views is your average watch time. Because for TikTok, the more somebody's watching, the longer someone's on the site, the more ads they can show you, right? So that's how they're generating revenue. Plus, if you're promoting a product, they're going to give you a little extra love because they're earning a commission on whatever sells too, because they're charging the sellers, a certain percentage as well. So we're helping them in 2 ways. The more videos you can create that keep them on the site longer, and the more products you promote, they want you to succeed because they're going to make more money in the process. So that's what we're really working on, and kind of really focus on of how can we make every video that much more viral, or come up with more ideas of here's what's working, and really quickly figure out what's not. So, and what's cool is we're not like on Amazon, we're competing against 5 other videos to stay at the top, right? You can only put 6 videos at the top for the influencers. But here, TikTok can spread those views around, and you could create a very similar video, 50 different ones, and the same people wouldn't see your video. So it's not competing against other sellers. It's just getting views and letting TikTok's algorithm do the rest. So that's what's cool, is like we can see what's working with one product, and we can have 10 other reviewers review the same product with the same similar script, and hopefully see similar results. I mean, it's not always going to hit every time, but it's a formula for success that we're seeing is repeatable and fairly consistent.
Okay. Yeah, and that was a question from Dane, which is good to see you, brother. But he says, is that a fairly solid and confirmed profit model? So what do you kind of see as do you feel like this will be around for a while, or it's working for now, but we might have to change in the future, or what's kind of your take on that?
I mean, under current conditions, for sure, it's definitely sustainable. I mean, but we got to get on why the commissions are high, right, and get really good at it. But it leads to more connections with brands, more connections with sellers. So you can do things off of TikTok where you can make money in other ways too, and just creating that audience leads to a higher perceived value for others looking at working with you. So I think it is. it's a great model. But things always change, right? And in the e-commerce world, things can change pretty quick. Um, but TikTok is investing billions of dollars a month to make this succeed because they want to take market share from Amazon. And from what we can see, they are actually doing a pretty good job of doing that. They're offering a ton of incentives for sellers to move over to TikTok Shop. So a lot of those things that they would normally charge, they're actually crediting back the seller. So the seller can give us 10, 20, 30% commissions because TikTok's taking off what they could be earning and giving it back to the seller now to really incentivize them to go all in on TikTok Shop.
Okay, nope, that makes a lot of sense. And actually, I really like that too. As more people come to TikTok Shop, those who kind of have a head start will be better positioned. Where even if new people start coming in, if you kind of have something established and ready to go, that'll serve you really well. What type of products have you found are working the best on TikTok Shop?
It's been interesting because we haven't seen much success with clothing and like supplements on Amazon, but on TikTok we're seeing really good success. Like with clothing, it's definitely been the highest earner for us so far. Um, so yeah, there's it's like it's wide open. We have a variety of things we're making money with, but the videos that have done the best are more of the clothing and the supplements, where it is a little trickier to get traction on Amazon with those.
Okay. Nope. Makes a lot of sense. Let's see. So how long do you see? I know you kind of gave us the example of that store, but like you said, the Amazon, when we were doing that, that would take maybe 2, 3, 4 months before really seeing much of anything. And then
Yeah.
what's kind of been the average that you've seen here on TikTok Shop?
I mean, month one, you could be making money, right? That's what's so exciting about it too, because you don't have to start from anywhere. You can start from scratch with a new TikTok account. You can connect it to a business account, and you can get set up on the TikTok Shop. Then it just takes some time to get some videos made, get some products sent to the product reviewers. Um, but yeah, within month one, I would say it's starting to make money and starting to cash flow. But by month three, you know there should be an even better system set up. We're seeing what's working. We have a lot more data points to work with, and just honing in and dialing in that prospect. So I feel like the earning potential, at least with the conditions we have now, is to get to that $3,000 to $5,000 a month level within 3 to 6 months, instead of like the 6 to 12 months that we've been seeing previously.
Okay. All right. Awesome. And then let's talk about the programs that you have. So before, when we were doing Amazon, you had a done with you program and you had a done for you program.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the same? Is that the same model that you're going to do here? The same route that you're taking?
Yeah, so the done for you, we're definitely going to use a lot more of the budget heavily focused on TikTok because we're seeing the best bang for our buck there. We still want to diversify and not just be 100% Amazon or 100% TikTok. So we still want to do the Amazon side, but we want it to just be a piece of the pie. And right now, TikTok's going to take up a much bigger slice of the pie. But we've also got 3 or 4 other platforms that we work in at the same time, just so we can keep the earnings more consistent and reliable, and not just rely on one platform or the other, but really make sure that we're being as safe and making sure we're covering all our bases and giving us as many opportunities to earn as possible. So that's how the done for you program looks currently. And then the done with you course, um, we're just including, so it's already got the Amazon stuff. It's got stuff about how to get started on Fiverr, how to find jobs on Facebook groups. And then there's some user generated content platforms or networks where brands are already saying, hey, I want to send you free product and I want to pay you to make videos. So we're getting set up on the top, 3, 4 of those. One's called Join Brands, another one's Billow, but there's like 50 plus right now. It's really growing huge. So we teach you how to get started there. And then the big one that we're adding and putting the most content into right now is TikTok Shop. So that's going to be all included in there. Typically, we charge $4,000, but for your group, we take $1,000 off, and it's going to be $3,000 going forward.
Okay, so the done for you program is going to function the same way where we
Yeah.
give you money, you're going to be using some of it to continue doing the Amazon influencer, but you're just allocating some to TikTok Shop just to
Yep.
kind and keep that number up and everything. And can you remind the audience on the cost for the done for you program?
Yeah, done for you is 30,000. And so we'll allocate, a good chunk of the budget to making the TikTok style videos. But what we're doing moving forward is we're going to, cross promote all the content that we make. So we're going to upload to Amazon, we're going to upload to YouTube, and we're going to upload to TikTok. And that way it gives us multiple streams of income and multiple ways to create connection with brands and to grow the business for the clients.
Okay, and then so with the done for you program, so it's $30,000, and then before there wasn't any work, there was just the initial setup work of getting your Amazon store created and things like that. Is what additional work is there to get your TikTok shop going?
Yeah, good question. So it's similar where we have to meet with you and set up the TikTok business account, and then we've got to get you set up with the TikTok personal account, and then we have to link the two together on the TikTok shop. So it's a process. It probably takes maybe 20-30 minutes if everything goes smoothly, but that's about it. So mostly we just need to have you fill out the personal info, like your name, address. Social security number, or if you're using it under a business name, you need to have a business EIN number and have the business address and all that. So, yeah, basically just the setup process, and then from there we handle everything and just keep you posted. You'll be able to see the earnings. You'll be able to go into the TikTok shop and see where you're at, and we'll link it to your bank account, so everything just comes directly to you. But really, after the setup, everything it's 100% done for you, and we give you a monthly update and just show you what we're seeing and let you know what's working, what's not, and how we expect to grow moving forward.
Okay, amazing. And then the done with you program. So this will still include everything that was part of the Amazon side,
Yep.
but then you're just kind of adding the TikTok shop side as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a piece to the puzzle, but it's, we're adding more and more content there because that's what's working. That's going to give you the best bang for your buck and help you earn, much quicker than previously with the Amazon model that takes 3 to 6 months before you even see your first payment hit the bank account. This month one, I think TikTok has a 14-day delay, so they make sure there's no returns and all that. But every 14, it's every 14 days you can request. So basically you just click a button that sends the money. So anything that was sold 14 days previously that hasn't been returned, you can request. So you could technically do it every day. Maybe it's just like $100 coming in, but you can request anytime that there's funds available. You can request 14 days after the sale, as long as the sale still went through.
Okay, very good. So is this something where you feel like, again, I'm always looking for financial freedom for my audience. So if somebody really put in the work, do you feel like TikTok Shop in combination with the Amazon influencer program is something somebody could do? And hey, we're going to just put our foot to the metal and make this happen. And we want to replace our 9 to 5. You feel like that's possible for people right now?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, when you start looking at the data, because TikTok's a lot more willing to share the data than Amazon is. It shows you, hey, here's these influencers, here's these other TikTok sellers, and this is how much they're making, and you can see what they made yesterday. Like some people go live, so it's kind of like a, what is it, QVC or whatever, where people are just like sitting there live talking about products, showing them off. Like there was one guy. For the past week, he's just done a live about this new Wise camera. It's like the 3.0 version, but it's like a $50 to $100 camera, depending on which one you get. Um, but he does lives for like 2 to 4 hours, and the first day he made like $100 and was on live for 2 hours, so it wasn't great. But then the next days, once he kind of was figuring out what's working, um, the next 2 days after that, he made it's basically like $500 an hour. But one day he spent 6 hours on live and made almost $500 an hour, and then the next day he spent 4 hours on and made even more per hour. And it's just selling hundreds of units in these hours. So it's like there's that strategy if people want to go live and are comfortable just talking. And he says he has like a 10-minute script that he just follows, and he adds in some personal touch and stuff. But it's like it's different people coming in every 10 minutes, and TikTok's just pushing people to that live. And it's amazing. But it's like there's huge potential whether you want to go live or you just want to create a video and hope it gets traction and do it that way. And that way, like, we saw a product that did really well, and it probably stayed relevant for 10, 14 days. But it's always like putting in new content that goes viral, or you see what's working, you create another similar video. So it doesn't have to be very different from the one you're already seeing work. You can just create another similar one and see if you can't get the same type of traction. So yeah, I really think there's huge potential. There are some sellers that make 10 grand in a day because it just goes viral and it makes a ton of money. But I wouldn't say expect that day one or right away, but it's definitely possible. And because the commissions are so high, even if each of your videos just doing okay, getting a handful of views a day, like you could still easily get to $50, $100 a day pretty quickly, just following what we're showing you is working, and just putting in the work and putting in the effort to find out what it's going to take to be successful. But there's a huge potential, and it's just getting started. It's so new, and things are changing all the time. But it seems like it's only getting better and better.
Okay. No, that sounds like something I like live videos. Maybe I should hop on TikTok and I can pull up some products and talk about them or something.
Yes. Some people like to show off like 10 different products, but this guy, he's just like, hey, I got this one product. I'm just going to keep talking about it. So I don't know how you talk about it for 4 hours straight, but the dude made like $3,000 one day. It's just like one day of going live, you're making $3 or $4,000. So it seems worth it to me. If you're
you go live one day and then you take the rest of the month off, right?
Right. So yeah, that's what's cool about it. Is it doesn't take much, and like I said, TikTok's heavily trying to promote these things and want people to do it. So right now is a good time to get in and get good at it, because it's only going to grow from here, because more brands are jumping on every day, and there's just a ton of potential.
Okay, love it. So if you are looking for a side hustle, if you have some extra time, or you feel like, oh, I want to get on camera and do some of this stuff, then the Done With You program would be right for you. So Kyle will help walk you through how you get your account set up and all you need to do and best practices, and here's the best products and all the things. And I'm sure you keep people up to date with just things as you learn them too, that
For sure.
hey, we're doing all these products. This one's really hitting it hard. Like you found clothing hasn't been the best, but maybe AirPods or something like that, or what are they going to do better? So if you're looking for a side hustle, you have more time than you have money, the Done With You program is what is going to be right for you. But if you have more money than you have time, you're like, I'm not looking for a side hustle. I'm just looking for something to do with my money to make more money. I'm looking to put my money at work for me. Then the Done With You program will be more what's right for you. So Kyle has these two programs. I've really appreciated Kyle. I've really appreciated his ability to pivot. That's what I've found lacking from other done for you type stuff, is when something doesn't work, they just say, oh, sorry, it's not working as well anymore. Sorry about that. And then you're just kind of out of luck. But Kyle could have done that. Honestly, he could have said, hey, you paid for Done For You Amazon. You're out of luck. It's not working as well as it was. But he's a great guy, and he's just pivoted to find, okay, here's the new trend. Here's what's working really well. So really love that. So I would recommend this to anyone done with you program or done for you program. If you have any questions, if you're interested in either of these, or you just want to talk with Kyle, get some of your questions answered, he does have a link to book a call, and you can see he's got a lot of slots available. So again, I'll leave all those links. If you're watching this on Twitter, I've had a ton of viewers on Twitter recently. I'll try to post the links there, but you can always come over to my YouTube channel, and the links will be there in the description. This exact same video is just streamed to Twitter and YouTube. So if you're on Twitter, come on over to YouTube, and links will be there as well. So we will go ahead and wrap up there. Audience, as always, appreciate you guys. I hope this is helpful for you. Please hit like on your way out. Again, if you're looking for side hustles, you're looking for passive income opportunities, Kyle's got them both for you right here. So, and I'm sure we'll see him on for updates and things going forward. And Kyle, thank you again for just being ethical in the space. I really appreciate that. Ethical people in the space are few and far between. So I appreciate you doing that. And thanks for coming on and presenting to us.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah,
Awesome.
happy to chat with you again, and we'll chat with you here soon and show you hopefully even better results that we're seeing and things that we're seeing for clients, and just show you what's possible. So yeah, we're excited.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. We will see you soon. So thank you, everybody. Hope you have a great rest of your day.